weekend was forecast. Editor and mum of three, Margaret Rafferty, felt like jumping for joy, she says, because her kids' soccer might be cancelled. She knew then it was time to rethink weekend sport, which brings us to our daily dilemma. And it's a dilemma a lot of parents really do face. Should my kids be playing organised sport? Margaret is here on the panel with us from Kidspot.com. So what did you decide?
Well, we spent 10 years as soccer parents and I learned how to coach teams. I managed teams. I spent Saturdays and Sundays driving children from one fixture to another. My washing was full of dirty soccer socks and my boot was full of soccer balls. And I realised that rather than actually spending time with my family, I was unpaid amateur football fanatic.
You were really involved.
I was. And I was happy to do it for a certain amount of time, but the realisation and the reality is that in studies that have been done, 90% of Australian women in my age group feel that they are under time pressure all or most of the time. And that means that time is a big factor in these sorts of decisions. So for us, it ended up being a no-brainer. We wanted our weekends back. We wanted some time with the family rather than just being...
Do the kids mind?
Yeah, that was...
Well, that is the big thing, isn't it? Because obviously you don't want to deprive your children of an activity that they take some joy in. And I think that they were pretty much, for the most part, on board with the idea. It didn't mean that they stopped seeing their friends. It didn't mean that they stopped engaging in activities that they enjoyed. It just meant that we redirected their energies to things we could all do together, like family bike rides and walks in the forest. And...
Yeah, you talk about over-scheduling, and it sort of struck a chord with me, because I think kids today are over-scheduled.
Absolutely.
And, and the games seem to be more widespread. They don't just play a footy match in the nearby, it's usually a long trek, and then you might pick up 3 or 4 boys on the way there as well.
Yes.
So and then you've got training during the week.
Exactly, and that can be 2 hours.
Yeah.
And there's an hour before the game to warm up.
How do you feel now? What are your weekends like now? You don't feel guilty? Is it just like...
No,
yay?
I don't feel guilty at all. It's yay. I look at all the poor saps motoring around the inner west with a car
You're one of
full
those,
kids.
aren't you, Adam?
You can only say quickly, as a coach of an under-8 girls soccer team myself, if the parents don't want to buy into the program, I say good riddance to them. With my under-8 girls, this season, if halfway through the year I decide my girls need some more upper body mass and I go on a bit of a supplements program, I don't want namby-pamby parents saying they're not part of the program. Ship in or ship out, good riddance, girls. I'm saying, no offence. No offence, I never good.
Yeah, and it's parents like Adam who make the decision so much easier.
We've got a bit of feedback coming in on this, Margaret. Good sense of humour on the panel today. We've got this from Christy. I love this woman. There you go. I'm exactly the same. My kids tried the whole football and netball scene and we were all miserable every weekend knowing we had to be up before 7 a.m. on the coldest mornings.
There you go.
And this one from Trish. Let the kids decide what sport they would like to do. They may try quite a few before finding the one they like. Yeah. Thank you very much, Margaret.
Thanks,
Great topic. You can read more at kidspot.com.au.